know it's been a while since I did an update on my trigeminal neuralgia situation, but I wanted to wait because exactly almost 8 weeks ago tomorrow, so on March 4th, and it's May 3rd, so almost 8 weeks ago, I had the Gamma Knife radiosurgery done on the right side of my brain to try to relieve this persistent trigeminal pain on this side. Good Lord, go away, so annoying. So I had the Gamma Knife procedure done. I was offered 2 procedures. I was offered the balloon rhizotomy, where they put an injection, you're put under, so it's actual surgery where you're sleeping. You're put under, they place a needle that goes all the way back almost to the ganglion and to the trigeminal nerve. They inflate the balloon and give it some pressure for about 60 seconds, maybe not even that long, and then they deflate it and pull it back out. And by doing that, it damages the nerve enough that it's supposed to stop or relieve your trigeminal pain. I was offered that procedure or the Gamma Knife radiosurgery. I didn't want any more anesthetic and surgeries where I was put out. I'd had that. The right side one was not a good experience for me. I just didn't want it. So I thought, hopefully I'm a candidate for the Gamma Knife radiosurgery. And the reason I say hopefully I'm a candidate, if you've had microvascular decompression done on either side, I've had it on both sides, it's really important that they can see a clear path through all of the surgical debris, meaning the Teflon pads, whatever screening is in there, whatever plates are in there. They can get a clear path so the gamma ray can go directly to the trigeminal nerve. It needs to be a clear path. If they can't have a clear path, then you are not a candidate. So I was just hoping that I would be a candidate, and I was, and they said it was very, very clear, and they'd be able to do it a second time if need be, and it was also clear on the left side. So that was good to know. So, and the MRI is different than just a typical brain MRI, because I just had a brain MRI a couple of months before, but they couldn't see what they needed to see on that MRI. So I was a candidate, and then right after I found out I was a candidate, they were ready to go. Like, you want to do this tomorrow? And I'm like, no, just give me a week to sort it through my mind what's actually going to be happening. So what actually happens is the procedure, there are, I'm not sure how many hundreds of radiation rays that they all go into your head. So let's just say there's 250 of them. I'm not sure of the number, but it's in the hundreds. They all go through your scalp and your brain, and then they converge at the spot of the trigeminal nerve. That is where they converge, and that's where hopefully it's so exact that it destroys the nerve, and then we don't hear from it anymore. Now, the downside to the procedure is you are for sure going to feel trigeminal pain within 4 to 6 weeks after the procedure. That's the same as if you burnt your arm on a stove. It is going to blister and hurt because it's been burned. It's going to get very angry and hurt before it heals. Same thing with the trigeminal nerve from the Gamma Knife. It's been burnt, and it's going to get angry and flare and hurt until it settles down. So the settle down process, I'm not sure how long that's supposed to take, but I am in that pain from the Gamma Knife. That's where I am right now. It started about 3 weeks ago, and yeah, it's not fun, but I know that it's going to be over soon. So I am doing lots of different modalities to help myself through. I'm not afraid of the pain. I was expecting the pain, so it's not something I'm scared of. I knew it was going to come. So while this is going on in my body, I've been doing a lot of meditation. I've been doing restorative yoga. I'm going for acupuncture. So I'm going for gentle walks in nature, trying to keep my surroundings and my world very calm so that I can cope with the pain much better. They have an open line of communication with you. Once the pain does come back, you call the Gamma Knife Clinic, which I did, and they upped my carbamazepine, which is Tegretol, so I'm now taking 200 more milligrams than I was before. And, you know, so you have side effects with that. And then for breakthrough pain, I take a painkiller if need be. But I find if I can calm myself down and just try to understand pain is just a sensation. Very easy for me to say as a retired person with no children, no job, no distractions. So for somebody else, I know it would be much more difficult. Now let's back it up a bit and tell you about the Gamma Knife procedure. You go to the hospital. You were told not to eat or drink before midnight. You go to the hospital, not to eat or drink after midnight. You go to the hospital, you're put in a room, hospital gown, everything. There's quite a lot of staff and they're so friendly and so kind. They told me they only do 2 procedures a day. So you're put in a bed. They come in and they gave me an Ativan immediately because they knew they were going to be doing an MRI. So the first thing they do is apply sort of a Novocaine, lidocaine, kind of a cream to the 4 spots where they're going to be putting a halo. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I still have the screw marks. I'll put a picture here so you can see I still have the little marks there. So they wait till it feels a little numb, and you also had an Ativan, and then they start to apply the halo. First they do an injection into each site. And don't be alarmed if you're looking at it and it puffs up first before it settles, because there's no fat up here to absorb the freezing, so your skin tends to make a little puff on it, but it goes away almost immediately. And then your scalp becomes very, very numb. Even up here, your whole scalp is numb. So then they proceed to apply the halo. They go alternate points, like putting on a fitted sheet. They screw in here and screw in here. And it's a screw, and they screw it in. Didn't feel it. And at the same time, I forgot to mention, while they're doing the lidocaine cream, they put an IV in. So they put in some fentanyl in the IV, and then when they start screwing it, if you start complaining, they inject more freezing in and also give you a little bit more drug, just a very little bit. The neurosurgeon told me they do not want you to fall asleep. They need your head straight. So if you fall asleep, your head's going to drop like this. So they watch your eyes, and as soon as your eyelids close for too long, like, they know they've given you enough medication. So because they need you to be holding your own head up. It can't be, droopy and sleepy. Anyway, so I just remember them screwing this in, not really, but sort of. And then they start on this side, and when they got here to this one, it was the most excruciating pain I've ever felt. I felt like I was being scalped. I literally felt like I was being scalped. They were pulling my hair out of my scalp. They actually were. The screw got caught in my hair, and as they were screwing it, it was pulling a hunk of hair, like ripping a hunk of hair out of your scalp. That hurt. That doesn't happen to everyone. That just happened to me. But I'm just saying, that hurt. So without that in it, it probably wouldn't have felt much like anything. So I had the halo on, and I think I was not really that dopey. After after that, they took me to get another MRI. And then at that point, they had to put a frame over your crown, and the frame screws to the MRI table. Because it's so important that you do not move at all. And they're trying to map where they're going to zap you. So from that, they took me to a CT scan, same thing, frame screwed on the table. The neurosurgeon came with me to both of those tests, and he applied the frame to the table. That's how important it is. It has to be perfection as far as where you're placed and what image they're taking. So the video I'm going to show you now was taken right after I came back from the MRI and the CT scan. Hey everyone, you like my crown insertion? So yeah, if you can see, I've got these screws literally screwed in my head, and there's 4 of them. My head is frozen. Like when I touch the top of my head, it's so itchy. And then I've got oxygen in my nose, or at least I did. Yeah, it's still there. Because they keep saying I'm not breathing because I'm on a sedative. But I'm breathing. And Deanne's here, and she's over there trying to figure out a crochet pattern. The pattern is driving me crazy. And Richard's over here getting ready to play crossword puzzle with me. And yeah, I feel like Wakanda forever. So I've had an MRI and a CT scan, and then we're waiting because they're doing what they call a sort of mapping. And then the next step is the actual gamma knife. So, yeah. So then I kind of foggy remember walking to the gamma knife room. It was only like maybe a room and then the gamma knife room. So it wasn't that far. But I was able to walk. But I don't know how I was able to walk, but I was. So I got on the table, and then there was a robotic arm with a television screen. And they said they were going to take one more final CT scan just to be for sure and double check, triple check that they got the right spot. So they kind of all left the room, and this thing starts going around the whole table. And your head is not like laying on the table like this. It's suspended in this frame. So it's just, your head's like free, but you can't move at all. So then they open the door to the gamma knife machine. It looks exactly like an MRI machine, except the doors are closed because it's very radioactive. So they put me in, and in my mind, I felt like I was going into a black abyss, which I was not, but just how I felt. And I got a panic attack. So then they wheeled me back out, and they were so caring and so good. And they're like, "It's okay, Monica." And then they started rubbing my chest right here, which is so comforting. I never realized how comforting that is until someone had done it. It's like just right above here. And then a nurse came and popped another Ativan in my mouth. And then Richard told me that they said, "Oh, Monica's having a panic attack. She needs another Ativan." When the nurse came, she must have come from that area. And then they talked to me for a while, and they said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yes." And they asked me why I was scared, and I told them. And then I went back in, and I was waiting for a sound or some light or something to indicate that, like an MRI, if you've ever had one, they're very loud. A CT scan, it looks like a spaceship, those laser lights. So, I was waiting for something like that to indicate this was going to start. Oh, they asked me what music I wanted to hear, and I'm like, Natalie Cole, that was so random. Don't know why. So when they wheeled me back into the machine after my panic attack, Natalie Cole was singing, "This will be an everlasting love." And I just thought it was so funny. Like, here I'm going in to get my brain zapped, and she's just having a party. You know, it was funny to me. Like, I was laughing on the inside. So I went in waiting for light, sound, something, and nothing. It was just quiet, completely silent. It was almost like they were conferring and waiting to start. You know, that kind of like you're waiting for them to begin. So I'm waiting, and then the next thing, I'm snoring, and I woke myself up snoring. So then about 10 minutes later, they said, okay, we're done. So I had 32 minutes of radiation. I think everyone has a different amount of time of radiation, but mine was 32 minutes of radiation going into my head. They told me because I have lupus that I may lose my hair. I noticed a patch of my hair back here is going, it's going all bald, but I can cover it up. And I've lost that patch of hair before when I've had these big surgeries. So it seems to react to anesthetic, so I wouldn't be surprised if it acts to extra radiation too. And I can rock a bald head, so I'm not worried about that. Also, if you have any buffs, you can put them on your head. You notice this thing around my neck. I'm sure you guys probably thought she looks like she has a stiff neck, but I put it on here because I wanted to talk about it. And it is from fightingtn.com, and they are a site from Australia. And right before I filmed this video, I thought I am going to send them a quick email. Hopefully they will answer. If not, that's okay. About if they would give us a giveaway of one of these buffs. First, I want to show it to you. I live in Canada. It's freezing cold here. So I had seen this on someone on a picture, and I asked her where she got it, and she told me, and people have asked me, and I've told them, and so on and so forth. But I love it because if you can see, I'm going to close my lips so I don't get lipstick on it. And it says, Fighting Trigeminal Neuralgia. I love this, and not only do I love it, it is so protective from the wind. It's amazing. It can be blustering, blowing. It doesn't penetrate your face. And even if the wind just bothers you as a TN person, it doesn't have to be winter. This is amazing. Also, for my bald head, I can just pull it up, wear it like this if I don't feel like covering up my bald spot. And I'm still being an advocate for trigeminal neuralgia. I can rock this as a head wrap. Love it. So Sky from Fighting TN, Sky Davis, responded immediately and said absolutely she would donate one of these head wraps or head buffs. So I'm going to use it as a giveaway to one of you, and I just think it's important that we get this disease known so that there will be a cure. We all need to be advocates for this, and these are incredible. We have our local trigeminal neuralgia t-shirts, but this is amazing. I love it. It has a purpose. It serves you. It helps you. It looks cool. It's funky looking with that trigeminal mask on it. I love it, love it, love it. My grandsons fight over wearing this because they think it's the coolest looking thing ever. And it says right across the front, Fighting Trigeminal Neuralgia. I want to thank Sky from the bottom of my heart for being so kind to donate this. She's paying for it from her pocket because they are a non-profit organization, so they can't give sponsorships or giveaways. And God bless you, because how kind. So you guys, if you want to be the lovely winner of this cool, and see how nice it fits? I mean, it makes your head look cool. See, look at this. Who cares if I had a bald head? I'd wear this every day. If you want to be a recipient of this, just leave a comment at the end of this video. I'm going to leave it open for quite a while so that a lot of people get a chance to see the video. So if you've already got one of these and you know somebody that has TN, just tell them to leave a comment at the end of this video and they could be the winner. So I think I covered everything about the Gamma knife. I'm just trying to think. I talked about the hair. I can't remember if I talked about when I came home, I couldn't remember a single solitary thing. On the way home, I thought I was asleep in the car, but apparently I wasn't. I was arguing with my husband about him getting my daughter something to eat because she must be starving because my daughter was with us. I don't remember any of that. Don't remember getting into the bed. The next memory I have after they put the bandage on my head was seeing my grandsons. They were all in bed with me, except the littlest one didn't want to look at Nana because I have this big white bandage. He said, no, Nana. But cuddling with me is the best medicine I ever had. And ever since then, I've been recovering really quite well. It didn't take too long to feel kind of back to yourself, except for now that I'm in the return of the pain phase. But I'll get through this and I'll fight through this, and we're all warriors and we're going to get through whatever's dealt us. We can do this. We're going to do it together. And with the love and support of friends and family, tell them how you're feeling. Don't pretend you feel well. If you don't feel well, ask for their support. If you don't have a lot of family and friends, reach out to any TN organization in your area. They are there. We are there. We're there to help you. You can ask me questions. I support you. And I've made so many wonderful friends just through my videos, which is amazing. Lifelong friends. So you're never alone. We're always there for each other, and we just have to keep up the good fight. And so that's my Gamma knife experience. And if that's a procedure that you choose, it's nothing to be afraid of, okay? For me, the unknown is scary. So I like to hear from somebody who's actually had something done, not from a doctor. I want to know the real deal from somebody who's actually had the procedure done. And that would be me. The only thing I haven't had done yet is the balloon rhizotomy. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I'm going for acupuncture now. And right now I have ear seeds in my ears. And when I press on them, ooh, they kind of hurt, but it feels good to hurt. That kind of hurt. There's one up here, and there's one in the middle here. Oh, like it hurts, and you keep massaging it until the hurt feels good, if that makes sense. But I got those 3 days ago. I have not had one major TN attack since they put the seeds in my ear. Although last night I had a few jolts. I was out and I had, you know, a couple of jolts, and I thought, oh, here it comes. And another thing these are great for, I have a little rice pack that's like a little square. I pop it right under here and it holds it in there. So that's what I did last night while I was out with some friends, and they've all seen me with these things and said, who cares, you know? And I didn't even have to take any medication. It went away. I started massaging these ear things and the pain was gone. So yeah, so I'm trying 6 weeks or 5 weeks of 90-minute sessions of acupuncture. So hopefully by then this TN pain hump that I'm on will be gone. I also want to say that 100% of the profits of these people purchasing these, she calls them head skins or something, but I call them buffs like on Survivor buffs. But 100% of the profits of purchasing one of these goes into the research of trigeminal neuralgia. So even if you don't win one, you might want to purchase one. They're amazing. So I'm going to put the link to her email address in the description below, so you can go ahead and order them. And you don't have to order them just in teal. They come in all kinds of different colors. Hopefully I don't have to report on any more procedures, but if I have them, I will share them with you. So thank you so much for watching, and please leave your name in the comment section or leave a comment, And hopefully you'll win one of these cool trigeminal neuralgia buffs. I love it. So thanks for watching. Bye.